Hi everyone, it's Lisa here, and welcome to a new series I'm going to start, and it's going to be called Project Life Process or Catching Up with Project Life. I'm going to do this on every Monday, so that way it'll kind of keep me accountable for keeping my project life up to date. So theoretically, you should see 52 weeks of project life processes. I'm going to a weekly format versus a monthly format like I did last time. I really like the monthly format or the weekly format because it kind of broke up the month. I could see at a week what we did. It kind of felt a little bit like I had a little bit more documented and it looked a little bit more interesting. Not to say that I won't maybe combine 2 weeks together if we don't really have anything going on, but I really like the weekly format. So I'm definitely going back to what I love. And so you've seen in the beginning, I picked out a bunch of Project Life cards as well as I put my pictures down. Now, for my weekly format, I usually start from Monday to Sunday. So now, being that the first was on a Thursday, that didn't leave very many days for pictures. And not that I take a picture every day, but it still meant that my weekly spread would be a little bit uh, small for picture wise and documentation wise. So to combat that, I am actually going to use the Project Life cards to put down my resolutions. I thought if I put my resolutions in my project life, then every time I open my book up, I would be reminded of all the resolutions that I wanted to make this year and kind of keep me accountable for them. So, more or less for this process, you're just watching each card as I, kind of put some titles on it, my journaling, as well as the embellishments. I do like to embellish my Project Life cards. Kind of, I know it's probably a bit time consuming, but I do like to add a little bit something extra to the pages. So I picked a lot of the Project Life cards that I had in my stash. So some of them are just from core kits and some are from mini kits. I believe this one is actually from the Flea Market Maggie Holmes collection. I'm using a lot of little tiny tile alpha stickers, and I just like to add a little bit of something here and there. So one of the things I wanted to do to add a little bit something extra to these pages was to add some gold embossing. So I'm more or less I'm just taking a few elements here and there and putting some Versamark ink over top of each of the elements that I want to emboss in gold, and then I'm just simply putting gold embossing powder over top and then heat embossing it, and it's just going to add that signifying touch between each of those cards. For this one here, I wanted to use this frame, and I wanted to back the frame on some pattern paper, and so I have this Project Life card that I used to cut it up, and then I backed it on that frame and glued it down. And then I wanted to kind of get rid of that grid pattern in the back, so I took a 6x6 paper pad from a Dear Lizzie collection and just filled in that grid mark, and then that way it doesn't really it looks like it's pattern paper with a border of gray around it. So I really like that look. It's an easy way to adapt your Project Life cards. Just adding some letter stickers now and some stamping. And then again, just adding little touches of embellishments here and there. Again, using the open book vellum die cuts. And for this particular one, I found this heart. It's a dimensional heart from a Dear Lizzie collection. I think it's from Polka Dot Party, and I just liked how it added a little bit of dimension to that Project Life card. So here's where it's going to get a little bit repetitious. You're going to see these little 3x4 cards, and those are going to house my resolutions for the year. So it's more or less just going to be some letter stickers and then just me writing down my resolutions for the year. I did a resolution layout and I am basically taking the information from that layout and I'm putting it down on these Project Life cards. I might be changing the words up a little bit here or there or adding a little bit more information on, things I want to do or try. And then just adding it in, but for the most part, keeping it pretty well the same. And then you can just see I'm adding some letter stickers. These ones are from the open book collection. They don't stick that well. So I'm just using my tape roller here and I'm just going to put the glue down and then put the letter stickers over top. And then I just used a stamp to stamp out every day, and then just again some more little stickers from the open book collection and some more journaling. And then that's pretty much going to finish off that card. Here I'm using some little metal heart embellishments that I got from Freckled Fawn. I like to use little embellishments here and there. It's a good way to use up your stash. Here's a rub-on from the Amy Tan Stitch collection and just rubbing it right on top, and then it's using some gold alphas from Dear Lizzy and it says always be nice. So that's another one of my resolutions, and again just adding some journaling, and then that is pretty much that layout, and then I'm going to move on to the second page. So as you can see, I'm just flipping through some of the vellum die cuts from the Dear Lizzy open book collection, and I'm just trying to find little pieces that I can embellish on this tag. But I'm gonna get close up in a minute or two here, so that way you can kind of see the card a little bit better. So I could see the glue on the back side of that tag. That's why I lifted it back up again. And then I'm just gonna write some journaling on this card and then move on to the next one. So this is another Project Life card that I think I got from Studio Calico a while ago. I wanted to emphasize that and a little bit better, so I took a distress ink, and this is in, I think it's called Cotton Candy or Sugar, Spun Sugar I believe is what it's called, and I just inked it up. And I'm taking this little picture that I took of an art journal page that I made, and I backed it on a Project Life card that I actually had sitting out. I mean, you've got them, you might as well use them, right? So I backed it, just trimmed it out to create a mat on top of that picture, and then I'm going to stamp the date, and then I'm just going to journal about why I made this page and what the significance of it is. And then that's pretty much going to be that page. I'm going to add a little bit of gold splatters and then move on. I'm pretty much for my process for this one, I went to my pictures first and dealt with those cards with the journaling, and then I moved on to my resolutions little pockets, because those are going to take me a little bit more time to write out my thoughts on those than these other pictures and pockets. This little card here is the cover of my December daily album, and there's a whole bunch of you that helped me figure out what to do with that album cover, so I appreciate it very much. So I just wrote about how I finished it and how accomplished it felt. So that was awesome. This little card right here I am super proud of. I found a website, and it's 52 questions to ask yourself in 52 weeks. So basically, it's to learn more about yourself, and you can put it into your Project Life. Even though it wasn't a Project Life per se website, but I really like the idea of 52 questions in 52 weeks. So that way you can find a little bit more information rather than it just being all pictures and words. It's a way to fill in the page. So for this particular week, it was what's in a name. So it was to describe how you got your name, or what your full name is, and how you got your name. So I just did a little story about that. And then to finish the card off, to add a little bit more gold embossing powder just to kind of blend everything in together, I took some Versamark ink, rubbed it around the edges, and then sprinkled the gold embossing powder over top, and then just heat embossed it, and then it kind of adds that gold touch around the page. So this next card is back to my resolutions. So there's these little hearts at the bottom of the page, and I added some more of those freckled fawn hearts and made it look like they were sprinkled into the background there. So I'm just taking another Project Life card, and I'm going to again add some more of my resolutions. This one's called Go Outside, and it's just describing like how I need to actually get my butt outside and stop making excuses, and just kind of enjoy the outdoors, and how I want to go to Jasper this year and go hiking. So I want to make that a goal of mine. This card here I have in a Studio Calico Project Life kit that I had a long time ago, and I wanted to use it up. It's got some other numbers on there that aren't relevant anymore because it's for an older kit. So I just used a floral sticker from the Open Book collection and covered it up so you can hardly see that number anymore, and then just add the journaling, and then it just kind of fades all into each other. So this is the last card, and I'm just going to use these scissor rub-ons and then this kind of wash rub-on, and this one's going to be crafty. So I'm just going to do some journaling about what I want to do with my scrapbooking this year. And that's going to finish off the process for this week. Stay tuned for the close-up pictures of the completed layouts. And thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned next week for another Project Life catch-up. And we will see you soon. Bye!